Hello everyone, my name is Arshit and this is the video report for SS Lab Experiment number 4. Here we are given 4 systems and 4 different inputs for which we have to perform linear convolution, and we need to find output of each of the following systems. So let's quickly get into it. So the first one is function convolution. This is the code for convolution function. It takes two inputs, input signal and the unit impulse response, and this is code for delta function. It takes input as input signal. So first let's consider the first system. So this is the first system. Y of n is equals to 1 by 3 into x of n plus x of n minus 1 plus x of n minus 2. So for system 1, first we obtain information from all of the given input signals, and next we will calculate impulse response by passing delta function through it. And now we will perform linear convolution by taking each of the input signal at a time. So first we will take input signal xb2 and we will perform linear convolution and plot both inputs and output. And similarly for second input, we will take input as x2 and we will perform linear convolution and plot input and output. Similarly for input 3 and input 4, when we run the program, the output will be, this is for signal 4 x4, that is this is input, and when it is performed linear convolution, the output will be this one. And similarly this is for x3, where this is input x3 and this is output y, and this is x2 and this is output when x2 is linearly convolved, and this is xb2 input and xb2 when is convolved, and this is the impulse response. Now let's consider system 2. System 2 is y of n, which is 1 by m into sigma k is equals to 0 to m minus 1 x of n minus k, and we have to sketch the outputs for the same system when m is 25, 50 and 100. So let's take a look into code. So first, as usual, we will obtain all input signals and consider I as a matrix containing values 25, 50, 100. Just consider, because it will be easier to running a loop. Here we have y1 is linear convolution of xp2 and y2 linear convolution of x2 and y3 for x3 and y4 for x4, and we will plot all for when for first time of iteration I will be 1 and m will be, so m will be 25. So when m is 25, we will get the values. Similarly for I is equals to 2, we will get m will be 50, and for I is 3, we will have m is 100. So when we run the program, signal when m is 100, and this is outputs for each of the following signal. This is for input 1, input 2, input 3 and input 4. Similarly for m is equals to 50, this will be unit impulse response, and this is outputs for each of the corresponding signal x2, xb2, x3 and x4. Similarly when m is 25, this is unit impulse response, and this is these are outputs for each of the following input signals xp2, x2 and x3, x4. Consider system 3, which is y of n is equals to x of n minus x of n minus 1. So first, as usual, we will load all the signals, and first we will find impulse response, and the impulse response is when delta function is passed, and we will plot delta unit impulse response, and then we will perform convolution. First we will take input signal xb2 and we will perform linear convolution, and the corresponding output will be yb2, and we will plot that. And similarly for x2 as input and x3 as input and x4 as input, when we run the program, the output will be, this is when input is x4 and the corresponding output will be this one, and this is for input x3 and corresponding output will be as follows, and this is for xb2 and corresponding output is this. and this is the unit impulse response for the system 3. Now let's consider system 4. System 4, which is y of n is equals to half x of n minus x of n minus 2. We load information from input signals, and then we will find impulse response when delta function is passed, and we will plot that impulse response. And next we will perform linear convolution as follows. First, taking xb2 as input signal, and we will plot both input and output. Similarly for x2 as input, and similarly x3 as input, we will plot both input and output. And for x4 as input, we will plot both input and output. And when we run the program, the corresponding outputs will be, this is when x4 is passed as input, and this is x4, and this is corresponding output. Similarly, this is x3, and the output will be this. So if x2 is input, then output will be this one. Similarly, if xb2 is input, the corresponding output for system 4 is this one. And this is the unit impulse response for system 4. The questions are finding impulse responses. We found them, and the performance is first two are low frequency allowing, and next two are high frequency allowing output systems, and we plotted outputs for each of the system. Now we have to obtain the trend line of the given signal. So let's see that. Here we will obtain the trend line of the signal, and this is the code for the program. And from here we will start our plotting. First we will plot the input, and next output, and after that we will plot trend line. When we run this program, so the output will be, so this is signal xb2, and this is output when xb2 is performed linear convolution, and this is the trend line which lies like this. Consider the properties of above mentioned discrete systems. Since each and every system depends on past values of n, every system is a memory system, and since it depends on both past and present values, these are causal systems, and all are bounded for bounded inputs. So these are stable systems. Thank you.